For the last decade or so, Kia has always been at the cutting edge of design, but they are coming into their own over the previous few years, and the new EV3 is no exception. I mean, look at it. Everything is well in proportion, and it's not far off the size of a family 5-door hatchback that we car drivers know and love. The vertical headlamps are interesting because they change the whole look of the car, from horizontal vibes to a new shape, a new type of car, if you know what I mean. In terms of dimensions, the EV3 measures 4.3 metres long, 1.850 metres wide, 1.56 metres high, and has a wheelbase of 2.680 metres. So it's not the biggest on the market. In fact, it's much closer to the size of the hatchbacks from the previous decade, and that's a good thing. Thankfully, it's front-wheel drive, unlike many of the competition, because I know that rear-wheel drive is great fun, but when it snows or heavy frost, you will be all over the road. I know this because my other favourite car is the Ford Explorer, which was brilliant, but I did have some near-death experiences in the mad snow we had in January. None of that will happen in the Kia, because it's not just front-wheel drive, but the 0 to 100 kph time is 7.5 seconds. It's no slouch, but it's not going to spend all its time trying to make you spend more money on tyres. Let's face it, wheel spin can be a laugh, but when you are spending €200 a tyre, you'll stop laughing very quickly. This is one of those cars that on its own does nothing wrong, but the systems that are being pushed at it by the EU take the real joy and freedom out of ownership. It makes it more about the financial trade and commuting prospects of the vehicle. Speaking of financials, you can have the shorter range but still easy to live with Earth model for around $37,000, or stretch out for the top spec GT for just under $50,000. Any of them will work well, just decide on battery size and heat pump. A few points worth remembering. The front parking sensors don't activate all the time, like some of the competition. They only activate when the car is put into reverse. This will become very important if you are parking into somewhere nose first. There are heated wing mirrors, but they only activate with the rear window demister. Now that saves a button on the door, but this is Ireland, and with the cold but humid days and nights, we may need to run the door mirrors on their own, so it would be nicer to have a separate button. The steering is quite light and difficult to figure out where the wheels are pointing. In the plus category, there is a brilliant number of good points. There are 4 heated seats and a heated steering wheel, and the car warms up really fast from cold, even if you don't use the app or the timers. The absolute best part for Irish customers is the public charge card that you can sign up for with Kia. This card allows you to charge at ESB, Ionity, Apple Green and EasyGo without needing another card or system. It'll all come in as one bill, not loads of little charges and payments. This will make it far easier to keep track of massive charges incurred by public charging. Yes, it's super expensive to charge in public. My problem is, as always, the warning signals with everything you do. There's a starting song with a stopping song. The bong for a change is the speed limit. There's a bong if you look at the touchscreen too long, and another one when the car in front of you pulls away. Now this isn't Kia's fault really, this is a European safety directive, but there is an element of overkill, because when it suddenly bongs at something, you take your eyes off the road to see what's gone wrong now, and that is very like The Boy Who Cried Wolf, in that eventually you'll ignore the bongs or find a way to turn them off. On its own, the Kia EV3 is now my favourite EV on the market, and you should pop along and test drive one. It's a shame that European laws are ruining the whole experience with beeps and bongs that will eventually drive you insane, and it's also a shame that car companies aren't standing up for the consumer experience.
Hey lads, I want to move to the end of this by the videos and tell you about my voice. It's not working. It doesn't sound right. I'm doing my best, but chemotherapy is even on a mouthful, so it's very hard. And so, what you just heard was my script with an AI voice. I hope you don't mind. I quite like that voice, that was pretty good. I was trying to match this for another road, but right now, I'm ready to talk. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you hit the subscribe button. And until the next time, I'll see you on the far side. Just the links down below if you want to support me. Who knows what's going to happen next. See you later.